Hi and welcome to Intuitive Insights. On this channel we discuss everything to do with the Ascension process. I want to welcome back all of our subscribers and I want to welcome anyone who's new. I definitely suggest if you are new that you browse our playlists after the video. Kayla and I do videos on all different Ascension related topics, so we have a little something for everyone. And we are going to be doing a reading for all of our twin flames today. And so this is going to be a divine masculine, divine feminine reading. And we're going to examine the two different aspects of ourselves. So I highly encourage you to watch this video for your own inner masculine and inner feminine energy. And you can absolutely watch it as well for a counterpart if you feel called to do that. And we're going to start out here. Yeah, I want to start out with these. So we're going to start out with the Sacred Spirit Oracle cards and just get a little beginning guidance here. Oh, interesting. Okay, so the Divine Feminine wants to go first today. So we're going to look for the Divine Feminine. What is going on with our Divine Feminines? Divine Feminine energy. Oh. Okay. So we got 24 light codes. Travel awaits you. And so our feminines are receiving a lot of light codes, a lot of downloads and information. So that's pretty cool. We've got the third eye, going through a third eye awakening right now. So that's really exciting stuff. And we've also got 33 soul fragments. Balance will be restored. So, and once again, you can see all of this, all of the light and the fire coming off of the third eye, right? And the whole crown. So like a lot of activations and awakenings going on for our divine feminines around the third eye, around the crown chakra, that cosmic consciousness, right? And that cosmic mind awakening that Kayla likes to talk about. I see a lot of that going on, a lot of like astral travel, connecting with our spirit guides, all of that different stuff. And then it says, channel your knowledge, critical judgment. So it's like as all of these light codes and all of this information, as these higher chakras are awakening and we're stepping into a deeper level of that, it's just really sharing and channeling the knowledge that we're gaining and sharing that. That's what's coming through, is the divine feminine is really being called to call on our masculine side, right? To call on her masculine energy to really step forward into action. All of this stuff is coming through. And then she's being called to step into action, to step into her power, to share that knowledge with others, and to really put that knowledge into practice for herself. And then we also have on the bottom of the deck here, ground your light. Let your soul shine. So to channel this knowledge, to put this all into concrete action. That's what she's being called to do right now. And she's just like full of just so much spiritual fire and so much spiritual light. And then we also have on the bottom of the deck, I'm being called this one too, Ascended Masters create open communication. So to communicate with these beings, to communicate with her guides, to really, and then we have astral travel, which we were just talking about on the bottom too, right? So, which, yeah. To just a lot of really cosmic stuff going on right now for the divine feminine, and really, yeah, being asked to create that open communication with spirit, to then channel that communication, to then utilize the knowledge and the understandings and the spiritual wisdom that she's gaining, right? And just to really open up her heart. She's being called to open up her heart as well, as she's evolving spiritually, and the feminine is becoming so connected on that cosmic level, right? This is calling for that cosmic heart awakening as well to occur. So yeah, it's calling for that as well, and just really like stepping back into her power in every sense of the word, and just being called to do that, and to, as we gain all this spiritual knowledge, right, like we operate and we put that into practice from the heart center. So I'm just feeling like a real need to continue healing that heart center as well. And then what's going on from this deck for the divine masculine? Let's get some energy for the divine masculine. This is totally non-traditional, but I'm pulling both of these because I'm really feeling both of them for you guys. Yeah. So we got align your universe, navigate distractions. So really get focused on what it is. The masculine is being called to really get focused on what it is that he wants, on the direction that he's trying to go, and to really put his outer life into alignment with what's going on internally. Like to have his walk match his talk, and to have just to understand that everything is a reflection of what's going on internally, and that like as we shift internally, we can change our external reality, right? But like we have to be willing to live what it is that we're feeling inside at the same time. Like we have to be willing to allow that process to happen. Like I feel for some masculines and for some the masculine side of our energy, it's sort of like the inside is changing, right? And then that is beginning to express on the outside, but they're like, oh fuck, I don't know if I'm ready for that yet. And they're sort of like pulling back a little bit from allowing what's happening internally and the path that they're being called to take and all of that stuff. They're sort of like struggling with allowing that to express and allowing their outside world to change, to match and to fit. And so it's just being asked to do that, being asked to step into that, to allow the universe to move the masculine to where the masculine needs to be, where the masculine wants to be, and just to really start looking at the things that are distracting him from his path and to sort of phase some of those things out if they're not in line with where he's trying to go. And then we also have, what came out first? We had okay, yeah, we'll do this one first. We had Kundalini Rising, number 22, Ignite Your Passion for Life. And so, yeah, ignite your passion for life. Like there are passions stirring within the divine masculine. He is getting more connected to his truth, to his soul purpose, to his mission, to the things that he really wants and the things that he really stands for, and he's ready to go after. And so it's just like allowing that process to happen and stepping forward and embracing that, whatever that looks like, and just like letting the passion for life guide you. Like the masculines, our masculine energy is really getting fueled up and really getting fired up and wanting to take flight. But it's like there are distractions, there are things that are trying to pull their attention in different directions. And there are areas where the masculine is stifling himself because for whatever reason, because of fear of change, because of fear of judgment, because of his own pride and ego in some cases, right? And it's just like allowing that, like putting that to bed, putting that to rest, and just really allowing this passion within him to rise and to guide him in the direction he's meant to go. And we also got spirit messages. And then it says observe limitations, which is interesting. But what I'm getting from this is just that a lot of you are receiving messages, and you may be receiving them in the form of animals. Like I'm feeling animals a lot from this card too. Like it has the bird, right? So it's like spirit is communicating with you through animals, is communicating with the masculine through all different types of synchronicities. And he's just being called to be aware of that. And when it says observe limitations, what I'm getting is like observe the limitations that you put on yourself. And which of those limitations are authentic, and which of those are created by yourself, and how can you move beyond those and stretch beyond those and see the ways that you've limited yourself and the ways you've allowed others to limit you, and how to step outside of that. How can we step outside of that? Yeah. And then we have Between Worlds, New Directions. So the masculine is being called in new directions. He's sort of straddling both worlds at this point, right? Kind of like what we said with the insides are changing and the outsides are trying to change that to match. But the masculine is kind of struggling a little bit with allowing that process to unfold, but really being called in these new directions. And like there are just, when we move beyond, like it's tough when we're straddling two worlds, right? When we have one foot in the door and one foot out. And things get so much easier. This is reminding me of that quote when they talk about how, like, if you're 99% committed to something, it's going to be a struggle. But if you're 100% committed, it's a fucking breeze. And so that's sort of the energy. It's like being pulled in these new directions and allowing that to happen where that's meant to happen. Allowing the path to unfold the way it's trying to unfold, because there is magic waiting and wanting to happen. And there is magic happening. It's just it can happen so much more efficiently and so much more smoothly if we allow that process. And then we have shield your energy, look beneath the surface. So there may be people draining your energy. You may be aware, the masculines may be aware of who some of these people are. They may be unaware of others. But there are people, and so it's just like shielding your energy and not allowing outside energies to influence and to feed off of your energy, to drain your energy in a way that's well, it's never productive, right? Yeah. And then I'm also getting that there are, you want to shield your energy, and there are people, there are situations, there is negative energy around some of the masculines, and this energy, they're wanting you to shield yourself from this energy as well, to just put up a psychic shield. This energy could just be in the form of people talking. I'm just going to say what I'm feeling. Like people talking behind your back, people discussing you, people it's sort of like, almost like, I think part of what the hesitation with the masculine is too, is like he's sort of pulling back because he knows that he's getting some flack from people and that people have some things to say, which brings it back to that pride and that ego, right? And that just these uncomfortable situations where he's aware that some of this stuff is going on and not really wanting to deal with that and not wanting to put himself in a situation where that's going to increase. And so, like, that's not a reason. It's like we talked about in a different video, like not dimming our light because our light makes other people uncomfortable, right? Like there are people where it's also just like they may not approve of decisions, they may not approve, like no one's ever going to approve of anything, right? Like we will spend our whole lives trying to please other people if that's what we're trying to do, and we'll never ever be able to actually please ourselves and find a life that's fulfilling for ourselves if we're always worried about pleasing other people. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I got distracted there, but yeah, so just shielding your energy and just being aware that that's happening, and being aware that, that's where I was going with that. I feel as though the masculine is possibly in some situations kind of like moving undercover a little bit, because he knows that a lot of this stuff is going on and is not wanting that. Because as soon as we let people know about our plans and our goals, their energy toward that situation puts energy into the situation. So there may be some masculines out there who are understanding that and not wanting that negative energy or that sort of contradictory energy to be put out there into the universe and to be sort of conflicting with their goals and where they're going. And that may not be the worst. That may be an effective method right now, as long as the masculines are able to stay true to themselves during that process. But it may not be a bad thing to keep some things maybe to themselves as they're moving forward. But you want to look beyond the surface of situations too. This is another thing I'm getting, is there may be people that are saying one thing or saying that they feel one way when they really feel another, or they're saying that they're doing one thing when they're really doing another. Or it's just really seeing underneath the surface of situations and really using your intuition to discern people's motivations and trusting the knowing that's starting to build within yourself. And just situations that aren't quite what they seem, and trusting your ability to understand and to navigate those situations. So it's sort of like your outer universe is a little bit challenging and contradictory to maybe some of the things that you're wanting to manifest and create. And that challenge is there for a reason. Like that challenge is there to force us to step into our power, right? To force us to really get in tune with our own morals, our own values, our own our own knowing, and to be able to stand firm in that and and learn how to navigate these tricky situations and learn how to really stand up for what it is that we believe in. And then we have also on the bottom of the deck, love and light, act with care. So it's just like acting this, and this kind of tunes into what we said about allowing this sort of process to unfold, and maybe not sharing every step of what you're working on with everyone right away until the time is right, but like really taking care, like following your passion and allowing all of this to activate within you, but taking the steps that you need to take to get to the places that you're trying to go with care, and really being able to like, you're learning how to navigate sensitive situations. And yeah, just always bringing the love into it, always bringing the light into it, shielding your energy with that love, with that light, sending that love and that light out to people who you feel may not have the best intentions, and not being judgmental of that, and just understanding that everyone has their own path, and that people only understand from the level of perception that they possess. And then we also got illuminate the shadow, focus on a solution. So there's definitely some shadow work going on as well, some healing around that. We got the Dark Night of the Soul card under that, right? So there's a lot of that going on. Yeah. Hell, this just keeps going, guys. This just keeps going. I mean, I don't know. It wants me to keep going, so we're going to keep going. Yeah, it's focusing on the shadow is being illuminated. These truths are being illuminated. Truths about the masculine's own self, truths about others, truths about situations, truths, and it's all about like not getting caught up in the drama and focusing on the solutions and allowing those solutions to present themselves. And what I'm being drawn to more than anything from the Dark Night of the Soul card is life brings new meaning. And so I feel as though the masculine went through a Dark Night of the Soul and is starting to come out of this, but there's still a lot of external drama and chaos going on for some. And it's just like trusting the new path that you're being guided down, and trusting the fact that like you have what it takes to navigate these situations, and not allowing other people to tell you that you don't, to discourage you, to talk down to you, to kind of beat you into submission and keep you stuck. Not allowing people to do that. Like the masculine's gotten to a point where he's like really not allowing himself to do that to himself anymore. And now he's being called and asked not to allow other people to do that either. Because if we allow other people to do that to us, then really we're doing it to ourselves. Like you guys get what I'm trying to say, right? I hope so. I think so. And then 30, sacred divinity. There are two paths ahead. So there's going to be a choice point. There's a couple different paths, and this is more than one of these paths. I'm feeling is the basic path of the 3D versus the 5D, love versus fear, right? But there may be other opportunities or other paths that you're either considering or that are going to be presented to you, and you're going to have to make a choice. And there's going to be a path that leads to your bliss, and there's going to be a path that doesn't. And it's just like, which path are you going to want to be walking down? There may be a lot of different choice points coming up for you guys, but the easiest way to navigate any of those choice points is to always bring it back to the fear versus love. Like, which path is the path of love? Like true love that honors and respects everyone, including the self and the needs of the self. And there's always a solution. There's always a way to bring love in for everyone. There's always a way, like, there's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. So, just because there's not a whole lot of space here. And then open intuition, seek clarification. So, ask your guides, meditate, pray. If there is a person in your life that you really trust and you value their insight and their opinion, you can ask them as well. But just getting that clarification sometimes, whether it's spiritual or in the form of a mentor or somebody else that you trust, like that can be helpful navigating as well. All right, and now we're going to pull Oh yeah, I was called to this, so we're going to pull this real quick. We're going to do a couple of these. So this is the Light Seers Tarot. And we're going to go for Divine Feminine. Get a couple cards for the Divine Feminine. Jesus. Okay. So we have the Knight of Cups. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Fool. And then we have the Two of Wands. And so what I'm feeling here is it's sort of like the Knight of Cups. There's somebody with an offer of romance or love. You know, he's sitting here with with the roses, right? And she's just like sitting here like in her glory. Just the Queen of Wands is passionate. She's charismatic. She's, you know, sexual and sensual. She's all those fiery things, right? She's creative. And so she's just like sitting here holding this light, right? Just almost like a beacon, like in this space of complete joy. And she's just kind of like welcoming him in. Like the Divine Feminine is in the Divine Feminines that I'm channeling for, the Divine Feminine side of our essence that I'm channeling for right now is like really in an awesome place. Just so cosmically connected, right? Like ready to, the Queen of Wands is also like, wands are the suit of fire, right? It's the suit of spirituality and passion and creativity. So like really getting ready to embrace her own, like we talked about, embrace her own inner masculine energy, kind of like really put herself out there in the world. And she's ready and willing to accept love as well. Like her heart is open. She's absolutely ready for whatever is willing to manifest in her life. She's ready for this new start. She's just in this fresh sort of like ready to fall off the cliff and just knowing that like spirit has her back and just not a care in the world. Just, you know, really just embracing and in that fresh energy. In that energy, she's ready for romance. She's ready for passion. She's ready for whatever is going to come her way. She's ready to jump and fall into whatever these new beginnings are. And she's really learning how to trust her own intuition and her own insights. And yeah, but at the same time, like there's something that she's waiting for, right? Like this card, it's sort of like, the way that this card feels to me in this deck is it's like she's got all these plans. But she hasn't really enacted them yet because she's waiting on something still. She's open and she's ready, but there's a part of her that's still kind of hanging on and waiting for something to manifest. But she knows it's coming. She's put a lot into action, and she's ready and willing to put more into action. And she's also just confident that what it is that she's put into action is going to manifest for herself. Anything else for the Divine Feminine? Okay. And then we got the Lovers and the Four of Wands, which is the traditional, this is the 1111 card in the traditional tarot, right? The twin flame card and the Lovers. So her twin flame, like her masculine, her divine masculine. That's maybe she's ready and open for love and romance, however it's going to come in. She's ready to take this leap. She's ready to dive into the unknown, right? But there's a part of her that's really hoping that this is what's going to manifest, because she is absolutely ready for that. She feels she's ready to embrace that, and that energy is coming in. That energy is absolutely coming in. Whether it's in the form of the divine masculine that she's aware of, or whether it's in the form of somebody else. And whether it's also just in the form of her, like, uniting with her own inner masculine and just fucking living it up. You know what I mean? Like, there are clearly a masculine and a feminine in this photo. And that could be energies. It doesn't have to be physical masculine and a physical feminine. people, that can be energies, but there are definitely masculine and feminine in there. But there's just two girls dancing and having a good time in this picture, man. So like she's hoping for this, she's ready for this, but she's also out to just have a good time and enjoy her life in the meantime. But yeah, just open to all possibility. Open to all possibility. Definitely hoping for a certain possibility, but open to all possibility is what I'm getting and what I'm feeling. All right. Okay, and that card wanted to come out for her before. So, Judgment 2, which is a call to action. I feel like she's sending a message. Honestly, what I feel like is going on in this is she is sending a psychic message. She's sending her light. She's sending the call out. And she's confident and knowing that that call is going to be received. And that call is for her masculine. It's definitely for her masculine. But it's also for all of the aspects of herself that she's ready to call home to. Yeah. Divine justice. It's a call for divine justice. Call for divine justice, a surrender. You see how this woman, she's just laid back, right? Like it's in a complete pose of surrender. So she's completely surrendering, but she is sending out that call. She's sending out that intention. She's sending out that energy. And in the meantime, she's just enjoying her life, waiting for it to manifest. All right, and now let's get some cards for the divine masculine. Some more cards for a divine masculine. What is the energy of the divine masculine right now? Divine masculine. Whoa. Hello. Okay. All right. I have no idea how these came out, so we're just going to go. Got the Ten of Swords. So the Ten of Swords is typically the end of a painful cycle. The end of a painful cycle, and you can see in this picture, she's sort of like, she's walking away. She's walking away and she's following the birds, whatever that means. It was interesting because we got the other card with the animal messages, right, with the birds. So she may be following her guidance, or he, right, if this is, it's a she in the picture, but the divine masculine, our masculine energy, may be following the guidance to a calmer place, following the guidance, being led out of all of this pain, all of these stressful situations, and just following the guidance, or wanting to follow the guidance where it's going. And then we've got the Three of Swords. So this is pain, this is betrayal, this is heartbreak, this is just a lot of heavy. It's heavy energy. You know, it can be third party situations. So this could be something that they're experiencing now. This could be something that's just been weighing heavily on their minds. This could be the aftermath of this situation, could still be active. There could be just more heartbreak that's been experienced. Just that painful energy. And it could be walking away from this painful energy too. The Ten of Swords. This could be the painful cycle that they're getting ready to leave behind. It's just being stuck in this cycle of pain and betrayal, and just, feeling like their heart's being pulled in a million different directions. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's all these strings coming off of it. That's what it feels like. Feeling like their heart's being pulled in a million different directions. And feeling confused, right? Drowning in emotion, feeling very confused, feeling just sort of like not really knowing. We've got the two wolves up here, right? Like the white one and the black one. The two aspects of the self kind of battling it out on the surface while they just kind of like sink to the bottom, right? But just really, I'm feeling as though allowing themselves to fully feel the heartbreak And whatever this situation was, to really fully allow themselves to be immersed in the emotion of that is what's going to allow this release, allow them to be guided to a more peaceful place, really to be guided to their Empress, right? Their feminine. This new cycle that's waiting for them. It's like the Ten of Swords is the ending of the old cycle, and then the Empress is like birth and creativity, and it's like the whole new cycle that's waiting. It's the whole world, right? She's the whole world. There's a whole world out there waiting, and it's sort of like, and then we have strength, right? So the taming of the mind, the taming of the ego, the strength gained, the strength and the wisdom gained from this painful situation. Yeah. And then we have the Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck. She came up in the last reading too, right? So dealing with the Queen of Swords, maybe dealing with somebody who is a bit cutting with their words, somebody who is a bit blunt, but also just, I mean, she doesn't look too scary in this card. In this card, she just looks really sure of herself. And once again, it's like, this is reminding me of the feminine energy right over here, just kind of sitting and waiting. Like, she knows what's coming. She knows what's hers is hers, and she's just waiting for it to come back to her. And so maybe him getting into this, the masculine getting into this energy as well. Just this place of just this assertive, calm, like his energy, the strength with this Queen of Swords. It's like this energy of just being very assertive, being very compassionate, but also having strength, right? Having strength of conviction, having strength and faith in who he is and what he stands for. And just having courage. You know, the strength card is all about courage too, right? Yeah. And then we have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups, which is all about walking away from that which is no longer emotionally fulfilling. And then the Seven of Pentacles, growing something new. Putting work and effort into something. Walking away, and this I'm seeing it also as maybe having to walk away from situations that a lot of effort was put into. But we got the King of Wands here, who is the counterpart to the Queen of Wands, right? So we got the Lovers here, we got the Twin Flame 1111 card, we got counterparts and the King and the Queen of Wands. So, and we've got the Lion in the background of this card too, right? So it's like the strength, the courage. Yeah, just that wisdom, that knowing, that confidence, that healing, all of that. Just like being that guide and that sort of like sitting on his shoulder, guiding him and giving him the courage to be this King of Wands, to be this passionate, fully expressive person who goes after what it is that he wants and doesn't apologize for that. And is ready to shift this energy that maybe was put into something that is not bearing the fruits that he had wished, and now taking that energy and putting it into something new. Perhaps some teamwork and some collaboration. Perhaps collaborating with his feminine. And if you're looking at this for the sides of yourself, then it would be like that collaboration that our feminine nature is looking for with her masculine nature in order to create and to utilize all of this incredible knowledge and these downloads and everything that's coming through. There's a lot of creativity here. So it's like building and creating things together. Whether this is counterparts coming together, coming back together in the physical, or if this is just the masculine and the feminine aspects of ourselves creating something together. And taking all of that pain and all of that heartache and turning that into gold, turning that into something worthwhile, turning that into something that can be of benefit for the greater whole. And so, yeah, I think we're going to call that for today. That's what we got for you. And if you enjoyed this video, definitely give it a like, subscribe if you want to catch more videos. Kayla and I do videos on absolutely everything Ascension related. So definitely check out our different playlists, check out the things we have to offer. Kayla and I both also offer readings and energy healings. So if you resonate with one of us, reach out to us. Our information is in the description box below. We both have our contact information. We also have a link to donate if you feel so called to donate to our channel. We absolutely appreciate that. And we absolutely just appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in and for being here and for lending your incredible energy to this process of ascension that we're all on together. So without further ado, I guess you're supposed to say that at the beginning of something, but whatever. I'm going to let you guys go, and I love and appreciate you so much.